Good day, class. For this video, we'll be discussing on how to create 3D using our 3D templates. So let us first open our AutoCAD application. Choose metric as your units. Okay, so what we have opened here is our title block file. So what we are going to do is to conduct white black command. So for this one, we will be typing the command right black, a shortcut command WB, and then this dialog box will appear. So select object and then select all the objects, then enter and then click pick point. And then select this one as our pick point. Then see to it all the values here are correct. So see to it that your unit is in millimeters. And then save it in our specified folder. So the name of the folder will be templates. And then we are going to name this one title block. So what we have done this one for us to insert it later. And then, if everything is correct, you just click OK. Okay, so we have done our right block command, and then we will now start our drawing. Okay, so as you can see, our title block is already saved at our templates folder. So the next thing that we are going to do now is for us to create our layout for our next drawing. Okay, so Control N for our control drawing. Then we have our new file here. And then we will go to the layout tab. So as you can see here, we have the model, the layout, and then the layout 2. So we are going to set up our layout 1 here. Okay, so this is our layout. This is our window or the viewport. As you can see, it only has one viewport. Next is we will conduct insert. This is the reason why we have right block our title block. Insert, and then you click browse, and then we will find our specified file or drawing. So we go to the template folder and click title block, click OK, and then place your drawing on the specified space. Okay, so again, the size of our drawing paper is A4 size. Okay, so we will set this one, the viewport, half of the drawing paper. So after this, we'll be adding another viewport. So we have set this one to mid between 2 points for us to set it at the center. Or you can just add using the layout tab at the top. Okay, and then we will use rectangular viewports, and then we can just add another viewport for our half view. And then let us adjust this one. Okay, so as you can see, we have two viewports here. If you double click this one, they will activate. Okay, so after we set up our layout, we can now go to the model tab, in which we will draw our object. So in the model tab, it is the place where we draw our model. That's why it's called model tab. Next is, of course, we'll have to edit some of the information inside the title block. First, we have the project title. So what we are going to do here is double click and then title block, then click OK. Okay, so this will appear. This is the block editor. So the same as in editing text, just double click the text, the existing text, and then rename it to 3D templates. Next is we edit the date. For example, the date today is March 16, 2023. So we'll just change the date to May 16, 2023. And then adjust the spacing. Then we change this one. So this will be our plate number 21. And then we will also edit the sheet content. So don't forget, if you want to close the block editor, you just click close block editor. Okay. Yeah. And then you click save changes to the block. Okay. So let us now proceed to the model sheet. So dito natin i-drawing ang ating drawing, which is the 3D sofa. So for this one, we'll be using our first command, which is command rectangle. Or rather, we will first start with the layer since we don't have yet the visible line layer. So we click the new layer tab. Then rename this one, the layer 1 to visible line. And then we'll have to change the color to color green or index color number 3. Click OK, and then let us also change the line weight to 0.40. Okay, so our layer will be set by clicking twice and then close the layer tab. So let's start with the command rectangle. So for this one, we'll be using the relative Cartesian coordinate. Click a point, and then what we're going to do is to type at. So at, and then the distance, which is 50, 500. Okay, so this will be for our armrest of the sofa, and then we'll be having now the seat of the sofa. So again, we'll be using the command rectangle for this one. Type REC. Click this one, and then type the coordinate at 500, 500. So we are done with the seat. Let us now proceed to the other armrest. And then the same as the first armrest, the same coordinate at 50, 500. And then we'll now proceed with the backrest of the sofa. So use this one as our pick point. Then we type at. This time we'll be starting with the 500, 50. Okay, so we are now done with the 2D drawing of our 3D sofa. So let us now check it in the layout tab. Again, this is what we call the model sheet of the AutoCAD drawing. Let us now go to the layout tab. As you can see, we have two viewports here. Yan, naka-specify dyan. The first viewport and then the second viewport. Yan. So to activate the viewport, you can just double click or click once. As you can see here in our layout tab, we have two viewports. Let us return to the model sheet. And then let us turn this one into a 3-dimensional drawing by typing 3DO. And then we can rotate this one using our mouse. Okay. So for this one, we'll be using the extrude command for us to make this one a 3-dimensional drawing. So for the extrude command, we will type EXT. And then we will select the object. So for this one, we'll start with the backrest. And then let us specify the height of extrusion to, let us type here. So the height of the backrest is 700. Next, let us have the two armrests. Again, we'll be typing ext. Click both armrests. Then enter. So as you can see, it automatically extrudes, but you'll have to type 600 for a specific height. Next, that will be extruded will be the seat. So click the object and then type the height of extrusion, which is 300. Okay, so this happens, that means the orientation of your crosshair is wrong. So again, let us repeat this one. Click, and then it should be upward. Type again 300, enter. Next is you'll have to move the seat upward. So for this one, we'll be using the move command. Click the object, enter, and then for this one, you'll type the displacement, which is 0, 0, and then type 150. Okay, so as you can see here, we forgot to type the displacement, which is D. So again, let us click the object, enter, then type D for displacement, and then type 0, 0, 150. Okay. So we are now done with the three-dimensional drawing in the model sheet or model tab. And then we can now check it in the layout tab. Okay, so we are in the layout tab here. What we are going to do now here is to change the visual style and then the orientation. So here you can use the 3DO for us to create the appearance of the drawing to be in three-dimensional appearance. Okay, we change the visual style to conceptual or CO. So type BS and then you type CO. Okay, so if you want to be in realistic, type BS and type R. And then type BS to make it hidden, 3D hidden. BS if you want to be in wireframe or 2D wireframe. But for this one, we'll be using the conceptual. So this is an example of the sketchy drawing. So let us return it to the conceptual. So as you can see, if we edit the other viewports, it will affect the other viewports. Okay, so this time now we'll be putting dimensions in our drawing. So for this one, we'll type a dimension for the name of our layer. The color of our dimension will be, or rather the line weight should be 0.09. And then let us change the color to red. Then click OK. So type DLI for our dimension. And then as you can see, the dimension or dimensional figure and arrowheads are too small. So what we're going to do now is for us to set our dimension settings or the dimension style manager by typing the shortcut key D. Click modify. Then we will change the text height. So for this one, pwede kayong mag-adjust until you reach your desired size. Okay? And then we will be trying another type of arrowhead. The arrow size currently is 2.5. Let us change it to 8. And then set current for us to change the changes. So as you can see, there is still a need for us to improve the settings of the dimension. So we will return with the dimension. And then we change the necessary settings that we have to set. First is the text height, so we change it to 15, and then we'll change also the arrowhead to dot blank. And then the arrow size should be 10. And then let us see the result. Okay, we also change the extend beyond the dimensional line. And then offset from origin is 5. And then we'll change the text style. We'll try the Roman S. Set current. Then okay, set current, close. Okay, so there's need for us to change the text style, and then there should be offset from the dimension line. So this is very important. First, we'll have to make use of the dimension line, and then set first the dimension setting before you dimension all the area of your drawing. So for this one, we'll be using the Swiss style. So we'll name it as Swiss 1. And then we'll find the Swiss style of text. Set current, yes. And then offset from the dimension line, we'll change it to 5. Let us check the changes. Okay, so this is better, but there's a need for us to extend more the terminating line or the dimension line here. So let us extend it a little bit. We'll go with the lines and then extend beyond the dimension line. Let's change it to 30. Okay. Set current. So yan. So as you can see here, we have a better dimensioning style here. So this will be the time for us to dimension other areas. So type DCO here for dimension continuous. So don't forget to activate your OSNAP. Pick the endpoint. Next, we'll be using dimension continuous again with the other area. Click the point. Next, then type DCO for dimension continuous. Let us now return to the layout tab, and then what we're going to do now is for us to set the position of each viewports. Okay, the same with the 3D view. You can use the zoom extents. Same with the 3D drawing. And then let us have the print preview. So for this one, since we don't have yet the printer here, so we can make use of the different print previews here options. So we can make use of the, as you can see here, the text printer. Okay, so instead of the printer, we'll be using the Adobe PDF. And then the same settings. So window, click all the size or the paper space. See to it that your OSNAP is activated. Okay, so this will be the print preview. So as you can see, there's a problem with the borderline. let us check the settings. So you should be center the plot. So don't forget to center the plot. Okay, so this will be the result. Again, we forgot to convert it in monochrome. So we go to the plot style, so turn it into a monochrome, except for the 3D drawing, which is color green. We go to monochrome, apply to layout, and then OK. Okay, so this will be our plate number 21. Okay, so double check if all informations are correct. Okay, so reminder, in using the layout tab, as you can see, you have to activate by clicking the viewports. You can also make use of this one if you want to make it in a southwest isometric. The same with the other. So for example here, custom view, and then you can change it to southwest isometric, northwest isometric, and in different isometric views. Okay. So for this one, we'll have to set it in southwest isometric. Here, we'll be setting it in top view or top orthographic view. Again, in setting, you can make use of the zoom extents. Okay, so I hope that you learned something from this one. So the most important is don't forget to save your work. Okay, so with this one, I have saved it in the template folder, and then I rename this one as plate number 20. So much better if it is all caps. Then click save.